tell all my artists, it's not about if you do a crowdfunding campaign, but when, whether that's doing it with Kickstarter, doing it off your own website, using something like Indiegogo or GoFundMe, but doing a crowdfunding campaign to raise funds, to launch your album, to get it paid for, but then also marketing. Now, this is for artists who, whether you've got a fan base, whether you're just starting out, it doesn't matter. I know artists with like no fan base that have raised like 40 grand from friends, from family, and people you never thought would support your Kickstarter campaign. Now, I'm doing a live training this Sunday night, February 6th at 6 p.m. EST. And if you go to smartmusicbusiness.com/crowdfunding, you can join the Crowdfunding Secrets program, and then you get the course, and then you also get the live training and Q&A with me. But I want to cover some ideas and strategies today and what I'm actually going to be teaching you in the course, but then also give you some value today. So you're going to get both, okay? So inside the course, we're going to be talking about its module 00, which is like Crowdfunding Secrets crash course, okay? Introduction to all things crowdfunding, which is like, how do you set the pricing for your packages? You know, how do you put bundles together? What sells? What doesn't? You know, we've done over $140,000 in crowdfunding. We've done 6 campaigns, and I've seen what works and what doesn't. You know, I have so much data from what packages were bought at what price points. And we're going to be covering all that in the live training as well, too. Plus, you'll get the course lifetime access. And if you can't make it on Sunday, the live training will be in the members area afterwards. But if you can make it, please show up. Because it's so important to know all this stuff, right? Because module 1, I talk about how to double your money in your next crowdfunding campaign. And you can use this whether you want to do a crowdfunding campaign or just a launch or a pre-order campaign, whatever you want to call it. But there's certain things that I've done that have just raised the amount of income, all right? Whether that's increasing the price or lowering the price sometimes, because then you get more people buying it. You can sometimes price out your customer, like in that movie Jobs, you price them out and then they don't want to support it. But then if you have that right sweet spot price point, which leaves you profitable, so you're still raising money, and then that you're also, so your fans like, that's a good offer. And I can't tell you how important it is, not just to whip things out, but think about it. Think about putting together an irresistible, awesome, fan-drooling offer, you know? Like, this is what we're talking about, like McDonald's, who have those value menus or those combos. They feel like they're getting a deal. Like, you want to hook your fans up, but you also got to be profitable, right? And that's one of the big things that we'll cover as well, too, is because sometimes artists will put together these packages, but they don't account for the cost. They don't account for shipping, and they don't know their numbers. And so we're going to cover all that stuff, okay? Module 2, setting up your crowdfunding campaign to launch for major success. Now, did you know the first few days of your launch are extremely important, and then the last week of your campaign is extremely important, and why you need to have a deadline, why you need to be showing how much you're raising? Like, don't think to hide the numbers, to hide the number of people you want to get in there or the amount of funds, and really tapping into your why and sharing that with your fans. Like, nothing moves people like a deadline and missing out in that scarcity. By not having that, by just like, oh, well, we don't have a deadline, we don't have a goal. It's like, well, then how can I, as a fan, help you hit a goal that you don't have? You want me to help fund your thing, but you don't have a financial goal, you don't have a deadline, you don't have a reason, you haven't tapped into my why. These are all really important things that you need to think about before launching and having all the pieces, right? Okay. Module 3, how to promote your crowdfunding campaign to get continuous sales from day 1, let alone the pre-launch, which we'll talk about later, because even before you go live, there's a way to get people supporting it before you go public with it, okay? Because people love to support something that's already getting attention, okay? But so many artists, right? You'll launch your single, like you launch your album the very first day, maybe day 2, you give it 1,000%, but then you ease off on the gas on day 3. And then you didn't get as many sales on day 4, so you stop promoting. And day 5, you get less, so you're scared to promote. Day 6, you're like, nobody's buying. And then day 7, you're like ready to give up and quit. I see this so many times with artist songs. I see it with albums. It's just like, and it's sad. And you got to understand though, the first week is when you're going to get your most sales. But then I should teach you how to promote those week 2 and week 3. Supposing we're going to do a 30-day campaign, a 4-week campaign, which is what I suggest, okay, especially for people who are just starting out. Week 2 and week 3 are going to be your smallest sales, but that's okay because I'm going to show you how to keep promoting and keep sharing stories and keep promoting the album and keeping it out there. And then your last week, that's when you get the most sales. First week and the last week are extremely, extremely important. We're in our last week right now for our Kickstarter, and now's not the time for me to dial back. We're already funded, but now it's like we got to push on that gas, okay? Which leads me to module 4. Now that you've been funded, how do you maximize profits and keep making sales? Most bands mess this up, and my dog Jackson just wanted to say hi. He was sleeping on my lap, okay? Most bands mess this up. They get funded, they order wrong. I'm going to give you all my contacts for all my vendors, where I get stuff, whether that's in China, the US, Canada, international. I'm going to show you where I get my merch done, whether it's for vinyl, USB keys, CDs, what kind of CDs I do, shirts, all that stuff to keep it profitable while hooking up your fans, okay? Putting packages together that fans freaking love but have good margins in them, you know, and you got to make sure that you have, you know, scaling packages, right? Like you have your $10, you have your $20, you have your $50, you have your $100, you have your $250, $500, $1,000. Not having too many packages, but having the right amount as well, okay? And then you're going to be getting a bonus. You're going to be getting my Kickstarter website template plus training plus upsells, okay? Like if you're not having upsells on your Kickstarter and like to really maximize this and how to connect, like, you know, make more money on top of it, like you're missing out on so much. And then bonus number 2 is the live training with me, which is this Sunday night. I do not want you to miss this. The price is going to be going up on this. Once we're done, I'm increasing the price. Bonus number 3 is the money multiplier sales while I sleep soundly training. Okay, the holy grail of music business and career is that recurring revenue. Okay, recurring revenue. That means money that keeps coming in without you having to do more work. And that's how we launched a fan club, kind of like a Patreon with our Kickstarter as an upsell, okay? I'm going to share that with you live. This has changed the game for me. I wish I did this. My first campaign was in 2012, so that was 9 years ago. I could have done this, and it would have been like leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table, okay? And you know what? I'm not the money guy, okay? But I understand that you need money to make your music. You need money to market your music and get your message out there. And I'm so passionate about my music and the message and what God has actually put in my heart that I want to learn how to market, make money so I can share my music with more people. And I don't know what your story is, but I'm assuming you want to get your music out there to millions of people. Well, you got to learn how to fund it on your own without selling out to a label. Be your own bank, be your own business, invest in yourself. And the best way to do that is do a crowdfunding campaign on your next album. Let me show you how to do it the right way, show you all the mistakes that I made, and join this Q&A. It's going to go for at least 2 hours. It's going to be awesome. And you guys are getting in for this for a fraction of the price. I'm going to be raising this price for sure once this is done because it's going to be so valuable. And it's not just for this crowdfunding campaign. You're going to take all these strategies and everything that you're learning and apply it when you do your next album and then your next one. And you're going to crush this. Like I didn't think like in 2001 when I got started, like I just did my first EP, like if you're like me, like you want to do this as a career, well then that means you need to invest now and think long term in this thing. Like I'm going to be going for another 10 years, probably do another 10 albums, right? Like it's crazy. And so I just want you to believe in yourself. You can do this. You've got great talent. You got a music, you got message to share with people. Let's get it funded. Let's get it out there. I look forward to seeing you on the training. Again, it's going to be on Sunday night, 6 p.m. EST. If you can't make it, there'll be the recording will be in there. If you do join and you can't make it, email me your question. I'll answer it live, and then it'll be in the members area. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. Jackson, wake up and say bye to these awesome artists that want to get their music funded. Yeah.